Netflix will probably, maybe, definitely, possibly kick you off of your mom's account. Netflix has posted a set of new user guidelines. Netflix claims the post was an accident, and the guidelines were intended only for a few countries in Latin America where it has been testing paid account sharing since last year. But, I mean, by accident usually just means by accident early. You don't accidentally publish a page outlining new policy. Or like you don't actually accidentally create it in the first place. And if it was for countries in Latin America, like, does it make sense that it was in English? Am I overlooking something here?
It feels very like Wizards of the Coasty.
Yeah.
Where they had that whole thing for Dungeons and Dragons and they're like, oh, I mean, it's not out yet. It's like, yeah, come on.
Especially because the plan to crack down on password sharing is corroborated by a letter to Netflix shareholders stating that paid sharing would be rolled out more broadly in March.
Yeah.
The guidelines state that all devices will be required to log in to their home Wi-Fi network at least once every 31 days to ensure that the account is not being shared outside of the household, which raises all kinds of questions. Why are they tracking which Wi-Fi networks you're logging into? Is that your question?
No, not even that. So my question, Mr. Teacher, is what about a lot of places in the world where they don't have Wi-Fi and they run off cellular signals at home?
Well, that would still... Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about that?
That's like not uncommon.
Yeah,
It's
I forgot
uncommon
about
where
that.
we're from.
Yeah, but in like Taiwan and stuff.
Super common.
Yeah.
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 This is totally a thing. There's places around the world that have extremely good cellular
And
infrastructure.
cheap data.
To the point where, like, why would you even get home internet? You have basically unlimited data and it's really cheap.
Oh, balls. All right. Well, anyway.
So, like, how the heck is that supposed to work?
While traveling, users may request a temporary code that will give them access to the account for 7 consecutive days. But otherwise, logging into the account away from home may result in it being locked. Netflix estimates that at least 100 million households engage in password sharing. Based on the Latin American trials, they expect to see a wave of cancellations.
Apparently, they're going to use location ID for mobile.
Okay.
Or location services for mobile, sorry.
Followed by a rise in revenue as account borrowers open their accounts and users expand to paid tiers with more flexible sharing options. I don't know, man. I feel like... I don't know how much Netflix costs in Latin America, but I feel like at the rates Netflix is trying to charge in the US and Canada, they may not see the same result.
Apparently, they may have retracted this. People are sharing links right to us right now. Netflix has retracted password sharing restrictions.
Well, yeah, but we're not saying they didn't. We said that right away. Netflix claims the post was an accident.
Yeah,
we know.
what are you guys talking about?
We're just telling you guys that there was the letter to shareholders saying that paid sharing would be rolled out more broadly come March.
They've been threatening cracking down on password sharing for a super long time. Just because this leaked early doesn't mean they're not doing it.
Yeah, Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. This is one of those things where it's not like the license agreement has changed. It was never intended to be shared outside of a household. It was intended to be like, the way I understood it is it was kind of like cable subscriptions, like at your house, like just like when they were mailing DVDs.
Yeah.
It's not intended for you to take the DVD with you on vacation for a month. Actually, I think you could keep things as long as you wanted. You just had to send them back when you got the new ones?
Get a new one.
Okay, so then fine. That is not a great comparison. But my understanding of it was that it was kind of like your cable TV. Like it's like at your address. And obviously you can invite friends over to watch it with you or whatever. And you can all use it there at your address. But it was like per family was my understanding. And so this is basically them just enforcing something that was always the rules. But the problem with it is almost that they let it go for so long.
That it's become normalcy.
Yeah,
it's expected.
So now that they haven't been fighting this battle for so long, like as long as...
Well, they promoted it too. Like I know people have memed on this a lot. I'm not the first person to point this out, but there's a tweet from forever ago from Netflix that says, "Love is sharing a password." Like they have engaged and promoted with this type of activity.
That muddies the waters a lot.
Oh, yeah, it sure does.
A lot.
Like, it's weird. I don't know. Like, I can totally understand the idea of like, wow, there's a lot of people freeloading off this service. At least we make it so that only a certain amount of screens can be active at a time. That limits the amount of freeloading on the service, yada, yada, yada. It might even be a promotion vehicle. I've wondered about that in the past. Like, if you're leeching off of someone's Netflix, but they keep kicking you off whenever they want to watch it, you might be like, well, okay, I should just get my own account.
I guess I'll just get my own account at some point. Yeah, for sure.
But now you're just gonna pirate.
Yeah.
Or privateer.
We are headed into, I think, the next big piracy age.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people.
It totally feels like it.
People demonstrated that no, they were not willing to pay for packages full of content that they don't care about. They showed that they were really only interested in a la carte and a reasonable monthly subscription. And now we have subscriptions up the butt, just being thrown at us from every direction. I mean, okay, you recently got a mattress with a subscription.
Yeah. Not a mattress, but yeah.
Well, basically, I don't know. How would you describe it?
It's like a cover thing.
Right. So, like...
It's stupid.
What?
I hate it.